Hello DIYers, today we're working on the 2011 GMC Terrain. In this video, we're going to replace the headlight bulbs with these LED replacement bulbs from SEALIGHT. These are the S2S bulbs in a combo kit with both H11s and 9005s, so that we can replace both the low beams and the high beams. If you're just looking for a reference on how to replace the headlight bulbs on your GMC Terrain, I got you covered. It's just right here. There's a little access port, and it's a T20 screw that holds it in place. So this whole video will be going through all of that. All of the parts and tools with links will be in the description below. Let's get started. First, we'll do the obligatory unboxing video. Special thanks to SEALIGHT, who reached out and sent these S2S LED replacement bulbs to me for free. Their support helped make this headlight bulb DIY guide possible. If you think these bulbs are the right fit for you, links are in the description below. Thanks again, SEALIGHT. As you can see, the packaging is amazing and everything you need is in this box. We'll get started first with the driver's side headlight. One thing we can do to make our lives easier is to turn the wheel all the way to the right to give us more access to the maintenance port. The only thing holding it in place is a T20 Torx screw. So let's find an excuse to use our meme icon toolset. This mini ratchet is great and comes with Torx bits. It's got everything you need for a job like this, and really handy to keep around the car for other small projects. And honestly, this isn't even product placement. I genuinely like this set. In fact, unboxing it was one of the first videos I ever did for this channel. Now that we removed the cover, let's take a look inside so that you can get your bearings. The low beam is the easiest to access, and you'll see it right away once you get the cover off. It's this dust cover here, right in the center. The high beam one is a little bit harder to see, but don't worry. For the sake of creating the most comprehensive guide on how to do headlight bulbs on a 2011 GMC Terrain, I'm going to remove the wheel and the wheel liner so that we can get a perfect view of both of those dust caps. I'll fast cut through this since the point of this video is not to show you how to remove a wheel or the liner, but this is the perfect opportunity for me to ask you to like, subscribe, and share this video to others. I make videos like this on a weekly basis, and my goal is to make high-quality, comprehensive videos so that you can do these things at home yourself. Your support means a lot to me so that I can keep doing stuff like this. And if there's any specific videos you want to see on a 2011 GMC Terrain, let me know in the comments below. Alright, now that we have the liner removed, we'll have a much better view of the back of the headlamp and the location of those dust covers. You can see right here again the low beam dust cap, and of course to the right of it, the high beam dust cap. And while we're here, here's the window washer fluid reservoir and also the window washer pump. It looks super easy to replace if yours is leaking. It looks like all you need to do is unplug the connector and pull the whole thing up. Again, you don't have to remove the wheel liner to do any of this. We're only doing it in this video so that you can see everything clearly. So step one, of course, is to just remove the dust cap like this. You'll see there's a little tab sticking out at the bottom. It looks like it should be at 6 o'clock, and then you just turn counterclockwise. And same thing with the bulb. We're just going to grab it at the connector and turn it counterclockwise about 90 degrees, and it should pop right out like this. There's a little tab on the connector, and I had to use 2 hands to get it off, but it comes off pretty easily. And now that the old bulb is out, we can plug in the new one. For the low beams, it's the H11s in the combo kit. The low beams and high beams actually look very much alike, so don't get too confused. They do have different connectors though, so you won't be able to mess it up. The LED bulbs do have to be plugged in the right direction to have the right polarity. So as you can see here, I plugged it in. I'm trying to turn on the headlights. I'm noticing that it's not working. So all I'm doing is unplugging it, flipping the connector around, plugging it back in. And I left the headlights on just so that you can see when I plug it back in, it does indeed work. Man, these headlight bulbs are bright. We'll make sure the connector is on tight and that the clip is in place. And let's turn these headlights off. This way we don't get blinded when we put everything back in. And now we're just going to go in reverse order of what we just did. So we're going to put the headlight bulb back in. You might have to finesse it a little bit, but it basically only fits one way. And once it's slotted in, you give it a quarter turn to the right and then it locks into place. These SEALIGHT LED replacement bulbs do have additional wires, but they actually tuck right in really nicely underneath the bulb. With that done, we can now work on the high beam bulb. The process is the same, but again, with just the access port, it's a little bit harder to reach. Once the cap is off, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to grab the bulb by the connector and give it a quarter turn counterclockwise, and the bulb will come right out. The connector is slightly different, but it's effectively the same thing. You'll probably need 2 hands to get the connector loose, like I'm doing here, and the bulb should come right out with very minimal effort. Now that that's done, we'll take the 9005 high beam bulb. Again, it looks very, very similar to the H11s, but the connector is different. So we'll connect that in. We'll turn on the high beams just to see if it's working. And once again, we plugged it in the wrong way. So all we're going to do is unplug it, flip it around, and test it again. And there we go. Now it's working. And these high beam bulbs are just as bright as those low beam bulbs. We'll go ahead and turn those off, and we're just going to do the same thing we did with the low beam bulbs and go in reverse order. So we'll finesse the high beam bulb in. It only fits in one way, and a quarter turn clockwise will lock it into place. And there you go. Everything's snug, and we're ready to put on the dust caps. Just so you're prepared, the LED bulbs are a little bit longer than the standard headlight bulbs, so the dust caps have very little clearance, but they do fit. For me, once I lined up the dust cap, I just gave it a little push while giving it the clockwise turn in order to lock it. And here we go, we're doing the same thing with the low beam bulb. We just push it in tight, turn it clockwise, and it should fit. And that's it, the driver's side headlight is all done. Before we move on to the passenger side, let's check out these new SEALIGHT LED bulbs in action. These bulbs are 6500K, so definitely on the daylight blue-white side. I really like them. It makes the car feel more modern. And here you can see the new bulb color next to the standard headlight bulbs. I'll leave it up to you if you think this is an improvement or not. I definitely like the color better, and I think the light output is meaningfully better than what it was before. And just once again for comparison, here's the passenger headlight with the standard OEM bulbs. And here we go, the new driver's headlamp with the LED bulbs in place. And just in case one of the model years of the GMC Terrain in this generation doesn't have the access port, I'm going to do a fast cut of putting the wheel liner back on just so that you can see how it's done. If you don't have to remove the wheel liner, I think the headlight would have only taken about 5 or 6 minutes to do. So hopefully being able to clearly see where those dust caps are and how to get access to the bulb will help you do your car. And if you do remove your wheels like I did, the lug nut specifications is 140 foot-pounds. I know it sounds pretty high. I actually had to triple check that before I did it. And since I filmed it, these wheel covers only fit on in one direction. You'll see that this slot here actually has to face towards the tire's valve stem. Once you line it up properly, it just pops right in. All right, now that that's all done, we'll turn the wheel the other direction so that we can get into the passenger wheel well. And for the passenger side, I'm not going to remove the wheel liner. I wanted to be able to show you that just by removing the access port, you'll be able to reach both bulbs. It looks a little bit different on the passenger side, but not by very much. The front dust cap is still easy to reach, and the high beam one is still a little bit farther in. The next minute or so is going to be relatively boring. It's just going to be my forearm as I remove the headlight bulbs. But again, for the low beam bulb, it's a quarter turn counterclockwise, and there's a little locking tab on the connector, so I had to use 2 hands to remove it. And there's just enough room to get 2 hands into that access port. We'll use the second H11 for the low beam, and we'll plug that in and make sure that's all working. Once we confirm that, we can go in reverse order and finesse the bulb back into the slot and give it a quarter turn clockwise to lock it into place. Even for me, it was helpful to remove the liner on the driver's side. I'm not sure I would have been able to imagine what my hands were doing without being able to see it. So I hope you guys find it helpful too at home. We can also put the dust cap back on before we move on to the high beam. Once that's back on, we'll just reach over and take the dust cap for the high beam off since we're in there. And again, quarter turn counterclockwise in order to get the bulb out. And this one is the second 9005 bulb in the kit. We'll connect that on, we'll test it, and then once we test it, we'll go ahead and secure the new bulb back in the headlamp. And remember, when putting that dust cap back on, you'll have to push it a little bit because it's snug now, since the LED bulbs are longer than the OEM bulbs. And with that done, we'll put the access port cover back on, we'll put the T20 back in, and we're done. Here's a shot of both headlamps upgraded. The light is pretty uniform. The pattern's exactly the same as it was before. And again, I really like it. And one last tip before we finish up, the OEM headlight bulbs, don't get rid of them if they're still working. The SEALIGHT box is really good and foam protected. There's no reason not to put those bulbs in there and save them just in case anything happens. I'm just going to tuck this box in the trunk so that I have it in the future if I ever need it. I hope you enjoyed this DIY guide where we replaced the headlight bulbs on a 2011 GMC Terrain SLT1. If you found this video helpful, the best way to return the favor is to click the subscribe button. That, along with liking and commenting, really helps tell YouTube that my videos are high quality and should be shared with other people. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Alan, and this is Metaloop, where I do DIY guides, mostly for fun, but hopefully they're helpful for you at home. Thanks again. I'll catch you next time.